What up guys, Chaos Overdrive back here again with another build, and this time I wanted to focus on the insect glaive. Insect glaive hasn't been getting a lot of love. People are starting to not believe that this weapon is still viable. I personally believe that this weapon has been viable for every monster that I've hunted in the game, and I've done almost everything solo, of course, except for like EX Behemoth and Behemoth itself. But other than that, it really comes in handy when trying to take down monsters, get mounts in a group, and just do overall wrecking damage while playing. So first things first, let's go over the armor and show what's different about this build and why it works for Arch-Tempered Kushala Deor. So first off the bat, as you can see, we have high raw. Pretty high raw for any insect glaive build that's been done. It's pretty mediocre, but it works because of the thick white bar of goodness we got sitting over there. Look at how much white sharpness we're sitting on. And yes, the Kushala set does give you a couple points in handicraft, so it just helps to extend that even a little bit more. Sitting on 40% raw affinity without weakness exploit. With the weakness exploit, you'll be getting 90% affinity. And of course, since this is a blast glaive, we're sitting on 210 blast. So there's a couple different ways to actually make this build your own. But I just want to show you the basis so you can cater it towards whatever you're trying to hunt or do, even if it's outside of AT Kushala. It's pretty damn good. Let me show you why. So first off the bat, as you can see, earplugs level 5. This will stop you from being roared out of the air or any of that other kind of mess. And AT Kushala roars and wind all the damn match. So having earplugs gives you way more damage than what you think, because while he's sitting there talking in your ear, you can just keep swinging away. Of course, the health boost for survivability will be moving around a lot. Sometimes we get hit by wind cannon. Nobody wants to be one shot, and Kushala can definitely do it in his AT stage. Of course, like we said earlier, weakness exploit 3, giving us an extra 50%, raising us from our base 40 all the way to 90 when hitting weak spots. And of course, you can always augment the weapon. As you can see, I do not have an augmentation down there, so you can always augment the weapon to try and get a full 100% affinity boost off of this setup. Maximum might to help with that affinity, of course. 2 points of handicraft, evade window, and evade extender. A lot of people would ask, why would this with insect glaive? Why not? You know, all of the attacks are wide sweeping and hard hitting. You want to be moving as much as possible, and especially since you won't be hindered by the wind attribute of Kushala Deor, there's no reason to get hit by anything, so you should be good. And of course, you don't have to have the razor sharp and spare shot deco because Emperor's Cane comes with it. So moving on, the Basil Helm Beta and Coil will give you 4 points of the earplugs that you need. The Kushala Sister will give you the 2 points of handicraft, and evade window comes off the grips. And of course, for the third piece, so we can get wind nullify, the cruise beta, which will also give you the evade extender. Mighty Charm 2, because you know we need all of that affinity. Let's get into the decorations real quick, and we should be able to wrap up, and I can talk about where you can customize on your own. So of course, if you've been playing for any amount of time, past 50 or so, you should see the 3 tenderizer jewels that you need. They're not hard finds. I tried to make this as less intensive on decorations as possible, and then that way anybody who's beaten Kushala and Lunestra in the past can definitely make this build. It shouldn't be very hard. If you don't, I suggest party up with some people and get this done. The event is over, I believe, tomorrow, so we only have a little while longer to be able to hunt Kushala, so get it while you can and get it done. Of course, we're going with the 3 vitality jewels to give you some extra needed life, because a lot of people really want survivability. Most people would say just get good, don't get hit. That doesn't happen all the time, even for myself, and as you can see, I'm 270, so it still happens no matter what. That last level of earplugs is coming from my deco, which is also another easy deco to obtain, so it shouldn't be a problem. The hardest deco on this list is undoubtedly going to be the Mighty Jewel 2. If you don't, it'll leave you with 2 points of Mighty and not that much off on affinity, so it's not that big of a deal. For those who want to min-max on damage and stuff like that, of course you can rip out the vitality jewels for attack jewels. If you have them laying around, I happen to have 3, I believe, but if you have them laying around, you can also replace them with blast jewels. My other blast jewels are probably sitting in other, yeah, see there's another one right there. Yeah, so I only have 2. So you don't need 3, but if you can fit 3, I believe it caps out at 3 jewels. You get about 300 blasts, something like that. So it's a high threshold. It's still good to use. You can always replace, you know, one of the tenderizers if you don't mind losing out on some of your weakness exploit for things like sharp or protective polish if you've gotten them. Of course, you can always replace vitality jewels with attack jewels, etc., etc. The build is meant for you to be able to kind of customize it to your liking. Besides the earplugs and the rest of the armor, everything else is swappable, even if you don't want to run insect glaive too. So that's another tidbit for glaive users who have started to venture out into other aspects of the game. You can always replace what you need with the weapon that you're running, but this just seems to fit pretty well with this setup. As always, guys, thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, leave them down in the comments below, or if you have any other different suggestions that you would like to see. I have most of the decos in the game. I have most of the weapons and armor in the game, also fully augmented and everything like that. So it's nothing to be able to ask for a specific build. I'm willing to work with people and try and help them get better, because as a group, as a community, we need to get better. With that being said, guys, Chaos Overdrive out. Hope you like the build. Go slay some A2 Kushala. Peace.